Namaskar and welcome back to another episode of Unlocking Stars with Abhishek, a series on Brihat Parashar Hora Shastra. Brihat Parashar Hora Shastra is one of the finest scriptures available on Vedic astrology. We have been doing Marika planets in the previous episode. Today will be the last episode in this series where we will be discussing verse number 41 to 46. In these verses, Maharshi ji has discussed and enlighten us on where the native has come, that is from which loka, and after death, where actually the soul will be going. So, in order to enlighten us on these verses, we have with us our extra expert Abhishek. Welcome, Abhishek.
Thank you.
So, please give us more insight into these verses.
Thank you very much once again. It's a blessing to be part of this great Gyan Yagya, recitation and commentary on Brihat Parasa Hora Shastra. Brihat Parasa Hora Shastra is great discourse between two great monuments of astrology, Mahaguru Maharshi Parasa and his beloved student Maitre. In this Marak Veda Adhyaya, the last leg of Marak Veda Adhyaya, where Mahaguru Maharshi Parasa is coming up with the revelation of what is the indication through the planets, through the celestial combinations in the chart, so that we could understand where native is going after death and from where native came before death. So making this Shastra really occult. So why we called this great divine Shastra? Why we categorize this great divine Shastra occult? It's beyond the logic sometimes. It's any devotion, any occult science, or any vidya related to these things is beyond the logic. It's a super normal, super natural, and with a logical bend of mind. If somebody is coming and investigating, then he will find very difficult to understand, very difficult to grasp it. But as a tribute to Mahaguru Maharshi Parasa, with a great devotion for Mahaguru Maharshi Parasa, what Mahaguru is revealing, we are just we are just grasping that one line by line, word by word. That is our tribute to Mahaguru Maharshi Parasa. And with this spirit only, we are just entering into Mahaguru Parasa, Mahakathan, what he is revealing today to Maitre. Although the immortality of the soul in our parampara is intact, and that is the reflections from these verses on the sidelines also. I'm just taking reference from Bhagavan in Gita in chapter 2, especially when he come up in verse 20, he said how beautifully he established that immortality. Because Mahaguru is talking about the continuity, the continuous flow of the vital energy. Only the transformation is happening, entering into one body and another body. That is only happening. But he is not questioning the immortality, what Bhagavan has established there. It's a high time to recall that one. Let's come. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने sarire. How beautifully Bhagwan described the soul to Arjun. The soul is neither born, nor does it ever die, nor having once existed, does it ever cease to be. The soul is without birth, eternal, immortal, and ageless. It is not destroyed when the body is destroyed. So it is not destroyed when the body is destroyed. So we are not spreading here the fear of death. We are spreading here, we are celebrating here the immortality, even through these verses when Mahaguru is talking about Purva Janma Yoni and Marana Gantavya Sthan, he is talking. So it's a very interesting, very mystical, great episode because Mahaguru is really giving the occult flavor to the Shastra today through these verses. Let's let's go and bow down in the lotus feet of Sri Parvairavnath, who is the ultimate authority, who is the source of all the knowledge, and who is the only source. Let's bow down in his feet, take his blessings before entering into the Mahaguru Parasar Mahakatha. चांपे ये गौरार्ध शरीर यकायै कर्पूर गौरार्ध शरीर का धम्मीलकायै च जटाधराय नमः शिवायै च नमः शिवाय नमः शिवायै च नमः शिवाय. जय गुरुदेव. हर हर महादेव. हर हर महादेव. Mahaguru Maharshi Parasar, when discussing the Marak Vedas, he talked about different type of planets coming up and getting the portfolio of Marak. He invoked third house afterwards and talked about the type of deaths, how indications are coming up when particular planets is posited there. Then he come up and eighth house he took, and same revelation on the same line he revealed when particular planet is coming in the eighth house, then what type of death can happen. Mahaguru Maharshi Parasar today invoking the Dreskan. Very beautifully, this is the application of Dreskan. In Sodas Varga Adhyay, Mahaguru Maharshi Parasar blessed us with the 16 divisional charts. These are the harmonics of the manifestations. One who can understand the manifestations, process of manifestations, he or she can be only a Daivagya. That is the qualification of the Daivagya. All the Mahaguru Maharshi Parasar or great Acharyas like Bara Mihir and other, many more, they come up and talk about the qualifications of the astrologers, and that is one of the most important requirement, understanding of the whole cosmology, and those divisional charts, those harmonics, very very useful. So here how Mahaguru Maharshi Parasa is using one of the harmonics to understand this mystical aspects of human life, native life. Although Driskan, we know, talking more about the co-borns, siblings, how native will get happiness or native will get unhappiness from the sibling relationship, is talking about that thing more. But we should remember when Mahaguru revealing those three mystical divisions of Driskan, so it indicates death or birth of brother and sisters also, but it is also indicate about the nature of death of the native. So he indicated over there nature of death of the native depending upon the nature of 22nd Driskan. So slowly he came up in Driskan in previous verses when he was talking about the serpent Driskan. He also talked about, now he is talking about the different planets, how they are playing, how they are indicating. Let's immerse in the verse 41 first. So verse 41 and 42 talk about the previous life. We know Jiva is coming if we talk about the chart in fifth house, entering in the fifth house. So let's immerse in the verse. Parasaruvacha Ravi Chandrabala Kranta Trayas Gurau Hajana Devalokat Samayato Vigeyo Duj Uttamam. So he's saying, here Dujuttam, you focus on luminaries first. Surya and Chandra, sun and moon. Focus on that. Who is stronger? First decide who is stronger. We have techniques, qualitative and quantitative technique to understand which planet is strong. Mahaguru has blessed us with those techniques in the previous adhyayas, previous chapters. So first, out of sun and moon, who is stronger? Then think about the Guru, Gurudev. Think about the Gurudev. So here the thinking of Gurudev means the Driskan of the Gurudev. So Driskan of the Gurudev basically. If sun is strong and posited in the Driskan of the Guru, one condition. If moon is strong and posited in the Driskan of Gurudev, that is the case. So there are two variants here. Any luminaries, if we can convert these two variants into one liner, so luminaries, if luminaries, whosoever is strong, is in the Driskan of Gurudev, so Nati might came from the Devaloka. It is from the Devaloka. That is the revelation. The Devloka. Now, what about other lokas? Sukrendyuha pitrlokatu martyach ravibhamayoha Buddha avyorana naraka devam janma kalat vadet sudhi. So similarly, Venus or moon. If Venus or moon, Driskan, if luminaries, the strong luminaries is in the Driskan of Venus or moon, then it might be from the Chandraloka. Pitrilok means Chandralok. There's a Pitrilok. Pitri Pakshi is going on. So this Pitrilok he is talking. And Ravi or Mangal, Ravi Bhaume. So if they are the strong luminary, they are deciding if they are in the Dreskan of Sun or Mangal, then that native might come from this Mriti Loka itself. And then he is coming up, he is saying, if it is Buddha or Sunny, Mercury or Saturn's Dreskan, then native might come from Adholok, Narak. So that is the revelation of Mahaguru Maharshi Parashara. These are the empirical formulas, abstract principles, axioms. It's very hard to, I'm not using impossible word, but very hard to validate. Only yogis can validate these things. So it's a strong advice. Merely checking the chart and you tell someone you came from the Narak Loka is not giving very good test to, who is contacting you. So these two verses giving celestial indications through the planetary arrangements. Why Mahaguru is revealing this one? Because native is coming up with a sanskar and you cannot cut the previous sanskar because that is a starting, that is giving the motivation thrust for this life. So being a Devagya, real Devagya, need to understand the holistically native's picture. From where he came, what sanskar, what baggage, how he is coming up. That will also give some understanding. So this is not essential for a native to know. This is essential for a Devagyas to know. A good astrologer only tell what is required. But a lot of study, like we did longevity chapter. So that was also, we have also put like a precaution or light warning. Over there also, you should not tell. It's very risky affair. It can disturb someone's mind. So it's an advisory role. So it's a positive advice and positive counseling is very much required. But for a Devagya, it's very important to know how Jiva is traveling, how Sanskar is coming up. So that will help into the Falades and make the prediction more accurate. The teeth of prediction will be more sharp in that case. That's why Mahaguru Maharshi Parashara is blessing Devagyas with these two verses. Any questions for these two verses?
So in this, we have to assess first the condition of both the luminaries, sun and moon. And whosoever is stronger, then we should take that and
Yes,
proceed further. Second eight.
yes. First of all, check. So think about luminaries because they are the life giver. And life is only due to luminaries. All the lights means life only due to luminaries. Here, Mahaguru Maharshi Parashara giving importance to both sun and moon. Because he told moon, even moon, he called moon Raja, king also. Although sun is the only source of the light. And the moon is reflecting that one. If sun is representing Shiva, moon is representing Parvati. So he is taking these two luminaries equally important. Think about who is strong means for that native. It's a Hora for that native which is strong, which is affecting more. And then think about the Dreskan because he is talking about those things. It's a very mystical verses. So now Mahaguru Maharshi Parasar is going further in another realm of mystery, another realm of occult. He is talking about where the soul is departing, going after the death. Through these verses 43 onwards, 3 verses he dedicated. Let's immerse in the verse 43. Parasaruvacha Guru Chandra Sitau Surya Bhaumau Gya Arki Yatha Kramam Dev Indu Bhuyadho Lokan Nayantayastari Randragaha. So he's talking about those houses, trick houses. So from the Lagna 3-6, not trick houses, he is talking about the 6, 7, and 8. 6, 7, and 8. So from Lagna, 6, 7, and 8 house is in the consideration, is in the focus. So
12th also?
no, he is not taking up 12th.
Not 12.
He just put a stop like Randragaha. So Randra means Randrasthan is the 8th house. And Ari he took there. So Ari is the 6th sthan. So 12th he has not considered him. So 6, 7, and 8. So you have those houses 6, 7, 8. Think about 6, 7, 8. Check 6, 7, 8. If Gurudev is posited over there, if Jupiter is there, then there is a possibility that will go to the Devaloka. There is a possibility go to the higher loka, supreme loka, Devaloka. If Chandrama is there, there is a possibility to go to the Chandraloka, Pitriloka, the second level, that one. And if Ravi Mangal, if Ravi and Mangal, Surya Bhaumo, so Sun and Mars over there together, Mars is coming with Sun. When Mars is coming, things is going to be earthly. Bhaum. So it's a Bhulo. In this loka only. And Buddha and Sunny. If Buddha and Sunny, Mercury and Saturn going to the lower plane of existence, that is the Adholoka, that is the Narak. That is the revelation of Mahaguru Maharshi Parasara. That is the revelation. He is saying further, Atha tatra graha bhave randra ari treya sanatha yoha yo bali sa nijam lokam nayatyante duja uttamam. If there are more planets, so we know there are more planets, then whosoever is strong, we have to decide in that manner. That's a basic ground rule we understand. And now, if you might have some chart, there is no planet at all in 6, 7, 8. No planet. Then what can be done in that case? So that is a direction from verse number 44. If no planets in these houses 6, 7, and 8, then think about the Driskan Pati, the Lord of the Driskan of the 6th and 8th house. So 6th and 8th Bhav Driskan Pati, whosoever is strong, we now understand which planet is connected with the Devloka, Jupiter, which planet is connected with the Adholoka, Mercury and Saturn, which planet is connected with the Pitriloka. We know now. So which Driskan Pati is strong, that give the indication about where the soul is moving forward. And now in this 45th verse, Tasya swa ucce adi sansisthya varama madhyadhamaya krama tad loke yapi sanjata vigyaya duj uttamam. That is it's a graha bala. That is the ground rule Mahaguru Maharshi Parashara is applying here. If planet is in the exalted position, in a very high dignity, then the dignity will decide, like it will be in a uttam condition or madhyam condition or adam sreni. So that dignity, planetary dignity, that is directly proportional. So that is also is making something like is asking for some predictive intelligence also. Like if planet is exalted, then it is going to the Devloka. And if planet is debilited, then it is going to the Adholoka. If planet is in between, it is going to the Madhyam Loka. So we can understand in that sense also. We cannot blame any planet like that. It is going to be Narak only. So it's like a verse 43 and 45. We have to be very careful. So case by case basis, we should understand. I hope you understand. We have to mix.
So, just to confirm what I understand, if all the three, 6, 7, 8 has some planet in it, then how we have to proceed? We have to
If
see the one which is stronger of the
which is
lot.
which is more stronger. Atha tatra graha bhave. So then further he's coming. Yo bali sa nijam lokam. So yo bali sa nijam lokam. Who is Bali? That will take the native to his loka. Here the the most important thing is this verse 45. This verse is connecting the loka with the exaltation, debilitation, and in the mediocre. If Saturn is exalted, Saturn and Mercury is exalted. So this verse is saying go to the Adholoka, but here this verse is coming in. So that's why I called you. That's why I'm just bringing these things here. How Mahaguru Maharshi Parashara beautifully and very tactfully put these two verses here, checking the predictive intelligence of the Matre in particular and for us in general. So just it's not a ready-made things. You just go and apply. You have to think those things also. Just like in a 8th house, sun if sun is in Leo, then Faladesh will change. So those things also that will come up. That's why Mahaguru Maharshi Parashara gave that verse. So think about this planetary avastha also. That's very important. So another reason for bringing up this 45th verse, the most important verse of this chapter and most neglected, because Mahaguru Maharshi Parashara is driving Maitre towards a graha avastha, and he is showing Maitre how important graha avastha is, and he is inspiring Maitre to ask question about the graha avastha because that's most important aspect of the Hora. And then Maitre will come up and he will ask Mahaguru, please bless us, please explain Graha Avastha, and next chapter will come up as a Graha Avastha Adhyaya. So Mahaguru Maharshi Parashara is not revealing only these things. He is driving Maitre also. He is teaching Maitre. He is the great teacher. If you go verse by verse and how he is setting up the verse, his style of teaching will come up. He is inspiring Maitre to ask question. So that's also that is also a reason. He put a driver here. Maitre will come up. Maitre will ask, definitely ask. And if we will go in that chapter, Maitre will ask because he already gave these things. Some question will come up in Maitre's mind. What is Graha Avastha? Please tell us. He linked that one. So that is one of the reason. And other reason is, he expect also, never forget these things. These are the basic, by default, ground rules. When you are thinking about the planetary behavior, you think about the planetary avastha. That's most important thing. So that is also one of the reasons. In the end, Mahaguru Maharshi Parashara put second driver in Marak Bheda, because he has categorized Graha, Markas. But what is the role of the Dasa? So he will put another driver here. Anyan Marak Bhedanscha Rasi Grah Kritan Dvija Dasa Adhyaya Prasangesu Kathayasyami Subrata. He's saying, Maitre, I will tell you about the other markas. Other markas, planet or rasis, in the chapter called Dasa Adhyaya. So he already talked about, I'm going to teach you the Dasa Adhyaya also, the dynamic part of the Hora. Because up to the Graha Avastha Adhyaya, the aesthetic part, how to check the aesthetic promise in the chart, Mahaguru Maharshi Parashara revealed all. Now, Dasa is coming and the promise is there. Then the manifestation, the condition of the manifestation is basically if event will manifest or not manifest, the most important aspect. So from that chapter also, when I will deal you, Mahaguru Maharshi Parashara is saying, then I will teach you other Marak Bhedas. So that is the revelation of Mahaguru Maharshi Parashara. He's a no doubt Mahaguru, Param Guru. He is the best of the best teacher of astrology. And I believe he is the only teacher. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So friends, that's all for today. If you have any queries and suggestions, you can write to us in the comment section. So in the next episode, we will be starting with a new chapter. So thanks for listening to us. Thank you, Abhishek.
Thank you. Jai Gurudev.